Thursday, the 21st of August. My name is Juan Brown. You're watching the BLANCOLIRIO channel, and a quick update on the Coyote fire, one of our larger fires here in Northern California that popped off yesterday and was captured here by KCRA-3 Live Chopper 3 in a bit of a mushroom cloud effect. At this point, the fire had reached almost 400 acres. As of today, it's only up to about 600 acres, and it appears to be laying down, fortunately. So this fire is located here in the Sierra Nevada foothills, east of Sacramento, south and west of Lake Tahoe in El Dorado County. Just south of Placerville, the town of Coyoteville is located nearby, and Fiddletown, and is currently, as of this recording, at 624 acres and located in some fairly steep and rugged and mostly uninhabited terrain down in this drainage here. The cause of this fire is unknown at this point, but here's a picture of it just as it was starting up in fairly dry, tall timber country. And this fire is just a little bit to the south of the Caldor fire burn area. So this timber has not yet burned in recent years. And pretty quickly, because of the dryness of this timber, this fire popped up to nearly 400 acres. Now, one of the reasons this fire got up to 400 acres fairly quickly is because of the remoteness of this location. It took a long time to get ground troops on the ground to start fighting this fire. The air attack was strong, and but the air tankers do not put out the fire. Aerial assets cannot put out the fire. They can only slow the progress of the fire, buying the ground troops the time that they need to get on the fire and start cutting proper fire line. So because of the remoteness away from the roads here and the accessibility, it took ground firefighters a while to get into this fire. Fortunately, there was not a lot of wind driving this fire, just the steepness of the terrain and the dryness of the timber. If we take a look here on Google Earth, you can see the Caldor fire scar burn area. There's Grizzly Flats located right here, and this fire is located just to the south of that fire burn area. And it's down in this steeper terrain that they're working this fire. Now today, this afternoon, it's about coming up on 2 p.m., looking at the Alert California wildfire cameras, there's virtually no smoke coming out of this fire. So let me show you what they were able to do overnight. So there's that fire settling down overnight. This is a 12-hour look back. And overnight, 2 helicopters were able to continue to work this fire using infrared goggles and night flying technology. And look at that. That smoke, come dawn, that smoke is almost all gone. So let's take a look at this technology that they used last night. This is the first time I've seen the really effective use of this new technology that CAL FIRE has, this new tool in their toolbox. And here it is, the S-70 Firehawk from CAL FIRE, now able to work at night with night vision goggles. This is about 9 o'clock at night, so they're getting set up. Looks like they're dipping out of the reservoir here near Omo Ranch Road and then dropping on the hot spots on the fire. And they're able to do this, all the way until about 3 o'clock in the morning. So the word I got is they'll spot the water dipping sites during the day. They'll get everything mapped out. They'll get the lay of the land before they go into night operations. And then they'll continue to do the same basic pattern throughout the night, dropping on the fire and hitting the hot spots with water. So that, along with the weather, laying the fire down overnight, really helped put a lid on this fire overnight. So real effective use of this new resource, the Firehawk from CAL FIRE. Here's a closer look at the specs for the S-70 Firehawk. It drops a snorkel and is able to suck up the water into its tank. Looks like about 1,000 gallons of water. And of course, they can also drop retardant out of this as well. With a maximum gross weight, external load, 23,500 pounds. And I had the opportunity a couple of years ago to check out this equipment firsthand at the Georgetown Fly-In. Check out the link below for a link to this video. So here's a little bit of a view from yesterday's firefight. Some of the air tanker activity, mostly S2Ts out of both McClellan and Columbia Airport to the south. So right now we're looking at the tanker 88 coming out of Columbia. But look at this, a little 3 ship over here. We got tanker 85, 86, and 80. Let's roll the tape here, roll the playback. Turn that guy up. So they roll in on the fire and work together as a team, probably tagging and extending each other's line and then returning to base. And that's all being coordinated with the helicopter activity as well. So by operating in a 3-ship and trail, you can go drop 1 and then get out of the way of the wake turbulence, 2, and then 3, and extend the line the length of what 3 S2Ts can provide in the way of retardant, pumping out about 800 to 1,000 gallons of retardant each. A force multiplier, if you will. I want to go back to Bill Waters' video that he posted here on Facebook with Boomer working the Coyote fire, and this brought back memories from the days of lead plane flying, where we would take a grease pencil and use our windscreen as basically our knee board to write down all the important things. And I think this is his fuel load. It could be an altitude for an entry into the fire as well, the name of the fire, and a bunch of different frequencies. You can see over here, Grass Valley Air Attack Base, and then the different channels that they need to work on this fire. And there's your Victor frequency for the fire traffic area in effect. So using the windscreen as a grease board. Very cool. So he's going to get right into this. Well, this might be the left flank of the fire here. And I like to see how well that timber is spaced out there, but it's burning pretty good down there in that dry timber. The timber's not quite as dry as it was during the Caldor fire, but it is ripe and ready to burn. Terrain driven, not too much wind on that fire. And that's all helping firefighters get a handle on this thing within one 24-hour period. And speaking of weather helping with this fire, you can see in this view from KCRA 3, Live Chopper 3, where this inversion layer kind of makes this thing look like a small atomic bomb going off. So the warmer air aloft kind of keeps this smoke stagnant in here and prevents the entire thing from going total nuclear pyrocumulus cloud up into the stratosphere because of the relatively stable air mass overhead, high pressure overhead. Even though it's starting to pop off up here, it's late enough in the day where it laid down pretty well. For a much more detailed overview on the fire, check out Zeke Lunder here on the Lookout Morning Update for the Coyote fire. And for the best fire weather update, check out Mark Finan Weather, retired from KCRA, and every morning around 9 o'clock in the morning, Mark is posting consistently an update for every weekday morning. And what's of concern is coming up later this week, early next week, is this monsoonal moisture coming up from Arizona and providing the potential for thunderstorms over the Sierra Nevada mountains. So thank you so much for your support of this channel, and special thanks to Earl Waters and Boomer working the Coyote fire here, and great work by the Cal Fire Sikorsky water dropping night vision goggle equipped helicopters for putting a big dent on this fire overnight and not allowing it to go into a second 24-hour period out of control. See you here.